All right, I'm late 2 minutes. Sorry. I'm just getting things ready here. Um, Getting people in foot platoons. Do, 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 do. So, how is everybody on this Saturday?
Got off work. I'm ready to throw some mechs around.
That's good to hear. Been an odd week, but we've got most stuff ready. I can't load them. There's for some reason I can't load infantry in my Cobra,
That's
which
because it's
is
a
meant
cargo
to be.
Cobra instead of having an infantry bay.
That's probably it.
Which is why it's really weird, the Cobra. Like it
Well,
was
I mean,
always
I
used
understand why you would want a plane like that or a vehicle like that, but
for transporting infantry. I guess the
mhm.
Karnov was chosen.
You were unable to load the infantry into that Cobra because it lacked an infantry bay.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
is.
It has a cargo bay, not an infantry bay.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I'll
wouldn't
have to
want
switch it.
the men at arms to get squished by all the crates.
Is it, well, I'll go with a Karnov instead. Because I know the Karnov as an infantry bay, so I can go and put some infantry in, or battle armors in, or cats in.
Flamers are great for squishy soldiers. I'm more partial to machine guns.
The biggest problem with flamers is that you're gonna get someone that gets mad at you for using them. Flamers, on battle armors and things like that. I prefer them if you're going to be using them as clear woods, clear brushes, things like that. Usually works a little bit more as you would want them to. All right.
In all honesty, I haven't really tried flamers on the tabletop yet.
Plasma rifles, plasma guns, those I have very few issues with. Flamers, regular flamers, sometimes. ER flamers, I've used them a few times and they're pretty good. You have at least enough range that they can be used for something useful.
Well, I do like the idea that when you use flamers on mechs, you can force an overheat on them.
It works, but not as well as you would want it to. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
All right. So the mission's pretty well, it's going to be different. You have two mechs to escort that's going to start on the middle map. And I start with most of my units at the top. You start with most of your units at the bottom. And I have to catch up with the guys that are trying to run away and blow them up. And you have to basically get them out on the south end of the map. I
But
don't
aren't we
know.
gonna but aren't we gonna be deploying on the south end of the map?
Yeah, you guys deploy on the south end of the map, basically. So you have to get the two guys that are going to be given to you to deploy in those are going to deploy in the middle of the map,
Oh.
and you have to get those two guys in.
Now is it you who is going to be controlling the two
No,
guys that are escorted?
I'm going to give you control of them.
Alright.
Just adding a few units on my side. Just to even things out, at least just a little.
In other fan news, I finished Chapter 11 of Decision at Thunder Rift, and I actually came across a passage describing a wasp mech that explains that it didn't actually have cockpit glass.
It's less that it doesn't have cockpit glass, and it's more that the cockpit glass projects the everything. And it
Yeah,
really depends on what you're reading and what you're looking at. Eh, Decision of Thunder Rift is also, you have to remember, quite an old book. So
as far as as far as I can tell canonically, the bottom line is that some mechs have cockpit glass, others don't.
the ones that would, you have a better chance if your neural helmet starts acting up or anything that you'll be able to see what you're doing. Those
Right?
that don't probably is not going to end well for you. All right, are you going to be loading in?
Yes, I was just waiting for your say so. Okay, connect to a game. Make sure I'm on the right. Okay.
I'm trying to think of. Because I'm losing another 3,000 BV from that. Aston Martin? No, I do not want an Aston Martin in this game. I don't think I need it.
All your C3 is connected up properly.
Far as I know.
Generic expendable. What is that? Generic expendable vehicle, I suppose. Services vehicle. Okay, that's an odd name for a unit, but I understand why it exists. And those are the plainsmen. I'll go with what I've got. I've got a lot of other tanks. It's gonna be weird. Sending that over to you. Put yourself on the same team if possible.
Oh yes, join team 2.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Here is CTX.
There we go.
You are
Join
two are
the
together.
Phoenix Hawk.
All right, the Phoenix Hawk and the ZTX are together. Yeah. Oh, I was doing it. You'll have to redo it.
What? Oh,
I think it just broke. I'll do
did
it.
it
I'll
break?
fix it. There we go. I do have a lot of other tanks, but I don't have a whole lot of ECMs this time around. A couple of
Meanwhile, we
games
have
that.
a lot of ECM.
I think it's actually you that has the ECM armor because I went with the C3I instead of the Nova.
Now, you only have one set of streak SRMs behind you, so you can't fire them twice.
This okay. I do need to do planetary condition. Minus 30. Gravity is normal.
You mean the streak SRMs on the Kingfisher?
On the Timberwolf,
Oh, okay.
the set facing rear.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
I'm just fixing up the planetary conditions. There we go. Make it a little bit more annoying for everyone. No, I'm not going to put as dusk dawn because that's too annoying, actually.
We're masochists, but not that big of masochists.
No, it's because of how Mega Mech behaves when you start putting stuff like that. Oh, I can't put it too cold actually, or the infantry is not gonna find it pleasant enough to go out.
So unprotected infantry freeze in -60-degree weather.
Meanwhile, outside it's Canada, and inside our cockpits it's Phoenix.
Basically, let me see here. Yeah, it's weird. There is a problem. Well, a problem. There's a weird thing because the temperature's in degrees Celsius, but if you put it, you have to be at like -20 for you to be able to put snowfall. For some reason, it makes no sense.
That's yeah, that's dumb. I've seen
That's
I've seen
that's
snowfall
as if
happen at above 20°C many times.
no, not above 20°C. Above, I mean, at zero, you're gonna have snow. It's because I think Mega Mech is programmed weird, and they probably look at the temperature in degrees Celsius and think it's Fahrenheit or something like that. Could be worse. I'm gonna just get things
Class,
straight.
today I'm going to teach you reasons America has to not switch to the metric system. Sir, the board is blank. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna click. I'm done. You guys, okay? For the two, so for the two mechs that you're trying to escort, start them around the middle of the map. For all of your other units, 3 X's at the bottom.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
clicking I'm done.
Okay. And my units are going to deploy all over the place, but that's normal. But that is a really odd map. It is probably going to be a whole lot of fun trying to maneuver around all of that.
I looked at this and I thought, what is this, King of the Hill?
Eh, It is
All right,
going.
where about is the middle of the
There is one in the middle of the map. There's like a split between the two mountains. That's about the middle of the map.
those two level 9 areas? That's the middle of the map.
Right a little bit south of that, yeah. It is not the funnest map to play on, but it might be just entertaining enough.
Only one way to find out.
Might be a reason why I only brought jumping mechs.
Hex 0.
Man, if I had known.
0938.
It's considering everything as pavement rather than snow. It was supposed to be snow. This might be weird.
Everything is now ice.
This is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be so much fun.
What have we done?
I have no idea what I
Remember
have
the
done
rules
here.
for running and turning?
Yeah, I hope you know the rules for turning and running. There's also not a whole lot of room to not skid off the map, so you'll have to be careful about that too.
Yeah, you jumpers and hoverers are going to run circles around everyone else here.
No, other tanks are terrible. They skid even more than regular tanks.
That's weird.
No, it's normal because they don't have traction. You don't have traction in another tank. So if you start turning, you might drift more easily. You're going to drift if you go too fast.
Okay, so you said that we were deploying 3 hexes from the very bottom of the
From
map?
the bottom of the map, yeah.
Okay, so that condor up there must be yours, eh, Prof?
Yeah, those are mine. At the top there's 2 condors for now. It's going to be fulcrums and maxims and a whole lot of fun light tanks.
2, 3. Start with the crossbow.
Good. Fulcrums do have ECMs.
I ended up liking the crossbow. It's a very straightforward
Uh,
mech.
there's very little. How do you call that? How do you say that? It's very unpretentious as a mech.
What do you mean?
It does exactly what it's meant to do, and it does it fairly well.
That's true.
That's It's not meant to be fancy. It's not meant to be able to run circles around things. It just does what it is supposed to do.
It does exactly what it says on the box.
Exactly.
I respect that.
Trying to get. Deploying the two formations of other tanks on each side. That's going to be a whole lot of other tanks. I'm not even kidding. I don't. I'm bringing as many other tanks as I physically can here.
Where's Tanky when you need him?
Those aren't tanks. They're other tanks. They're cheap. No, they're not cheap. It's not that bad though. Most of those are not terribly expensive.
Hover tanks are still tanks? Well, actually.
Actually, they have a tendency to break a lot easier.
Wait a
I
second.
did bring.
Why?
I am bringing an awful lot of missiles as well, but it's an awful lot of SRMs. I do have a few LRMs on the Maxims though, and a few odd things that I'm bringing in at the same time.
Question. The Bioroid up that's added to my unit list, that's the other escort guy, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Phoenix Hawk 2C.
Well, let's put him in the middle with his buddy, like you said.
Mhm. J. Edgar, the cheapest well-known other tank. Which does pretty much what it needs to do. It's nothing. It's one of those things that's another thing that's really unpretentious.
Once again, exactly what it says on the box.
I'm getting the good warriors out as well. The ones with ER medium lasers rather than medium lasers.
Le gasp!
And heavy ferrofibrous armor. So they are 21% tougher.
About 20% cooler.
They still have only two armor on the rotor, but that's always a problem with helicopters. And they're not rich enough to make ferrolamellar helicopters, which are what you actually want on VTOLs, because ferrolamellar will turn damage from clusters, from LBX clusters to zero. It's the only thing that can lower the damage of a weapon to zero.
Oh, wow.
So it makes them very, very, very tough, which is,
How does that work with the rotor thing?
in this case, it means just if you hit for the way it works is that the damage calculation for the rotor is done after the damage calculation for the weapon. So the cluster round does zero, but if you shoot, let's say, a medium laser at it, it'll still do one. And if you shoot an 20 class autocannon at it, it'll do one instead of two, because you're going to lower the damage to 16 rather than the full damage. It gets the calculation done really weird, but it makes helicopters a lot tougher, which is not good for some people and okay for some others.
All the missiles.
There's going to be quite a bit of the missiles.
But I am tired. Well, have a nap. Then fire the missiles!
And fire the missiles. Not
Meanwhile, Australia's like, WTF, mate?
OTF, mate. And fire the missiles.
But they'll be dead soon. Fucking kangaroos.
Isn't the idea behind Mad Max it's just Australia? Everyone else is fine, but they turned up and saw like Maximus and then decided to leave.
I mean, the first Mad Max is not that nuclear punk if you think about it.
Yeah, things are still getting bad, but you still have to pay taxes.
That's such a nice way of saying it.
But then after that point, everyone just saw the way Australia was going and decided to just leave them to it.
No, we're not paying for Australia anymore. All right. I'm gonna be
I wonder if Fist of the North Star was basically Japan's answer to Mad Max.
It was in the same family around the same time, yes.
I'm fairly convinced that Big O is Japan's answer to Batman.
Well, no, that was, I think, even the same studio doing the animation.
Seriously? Cool.
I think so. It was literally meant to be that, so there's no question there.
There was a Mazen Kaiser Batman as well, where the super robot Mazen Kaiser is piloted by Batman. It only had one episode, but one episode was all we needed.
But there was Batman, or there was a DC series they've done. Like it was DC Mechas or something like that. It was not as good as it should have been, basically. One of those things.
You know, come to think of it, superheroes and robot anime might not mesh all that well because aren't mecha basically Japanese superheroes?
No, that's Sentai. It
True,
is
true.
odd. It is odd. You have to. There's quite a few different things going on with that.
Oh, escort
Fixed
guy's
map
got to make some
experience.
piloting rolls. Let's see if he makes it.
Did you try
The
running?
problem is that Battletech is set up so you can use, so you're supposed to use like fixed maps. I mean, those borders are there for a reason. Technically, I mean, the world doesn't end with that border, so you could, play it normally and add maps to the side if you could. Procedurally generating maps. I mean, Megamech does procedurally generate maps. The problem is they're not always, no, they're usually rather terrible. I'll go with that here. They're really not that great. But
You have jump jets. You could have jumped the Phoenix Hawk 2C to that position.
Yeah, I could have. You're right. Well, it's there now.
I mean, it's a Phoenix Hawk 2C.
What?
It's the most mobile 80-tonner you've ever seen.
I think there's a glitch going on here because I moved the Phoenix Hawk IIC already, but the original one is still sitting there.
Oh, that's a image glitch in Megamech. It does happen.
Oh well.
It'll happen for you because it's your client that has a problem with it. It'd have to reload the map. I'm not sure why it does that. It does that every once in a while.
Okay, let's move the crossbow up.
Moving all those other tanks. They've got so many. I'm going to try to swarm and just hope something starts hitting.
Do it Imperial Guard style. Shoot it until it works.
I'm not sure what I would be able to do, is the question. It's like those. It's like those planes I've got. Planes on a map this tight will probably not be that good. Let's say.
Well, surely you could do at least one good strafe.
Yes, yes. There's no question there. But after that, we'll have to see how things go. Uh,
They'll just be flying off the map, the top and bottom.
Yeah, they'll have to fly off, fly back in, fly off, fly back in. It'll be weird. Since they're conventional fighters, they might not last that long, anyways. Because those things have a tendency to be very fragile, like insanely fragile.
This is the phase where everyone moves forward and T-poses at each other.
Everybody's jumping on my side. Don't worry. Everybody's just jumping. Especially those mid-range assault and heavies over here.
I still haven't watched your Ostsol video, by the way, Prof. Mostly because I keep remembering how those things just give me such a headache whenever I'm fighting them against you.
Well, I'll probably keep using quite a few of them, but we'll see how that really goes.
Hey, they've served you well so far. By all means, keep doing it.
Come on, J. Edgars. Move forward.
For those of us who have played Jack and Daxter, I keep thinking of Otsol whenever I
I
think of
think one of the
Ostsol.
I think one of the J. Edgars actually went off the map.
Are you serial?
This is the beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Oh, oh.
If you don't mind having to deal with hover tanks, it's a fine life. If you don't mind scaring
Okay,
off the map, it's a fine life.
All right, what do I do here? Can I do this? Illegal move. I can't maneuver. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this with the planes here.
Yeah, the move's legal, son, but are them autocannons legal in this part of the hegemony?
My problem is if I accelerate again, I can't basically run where I need to, or fly where I need to, let's say. So I'll just move them for now. Yeah, one of the J. Edgars, just, skid it off the map. Was to be expected.
Conseil Drifto!
Okay, no, that's the tag phase. Let's not tag anything. I've got nothing in tag range anyways. I've got way too many tags. No, I think it's regular weapon phase. Okay.
Can't hit the strike fighters.
Well, I think that our escort targets can fight too. Let's give it a shot.
Range.
Can't actually hit anything because the difficulty's too high.
Things might be moving quite quickly right now, so there is that.
Yeah, nothing that Phoenix Hawkeye IC can hit.
Yeah, and, I mean, it's a 12 is a possibility of hitting something, so that's better than nothing. Did I load? No, I didn't load anything fancy on those. That's a 14 and a 16. That's a bit too high. It's a bit too high as
Ding
well.
dong.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite a bit of the. It's. Yeah, I mean, you need to be able to see things as well. Everything's still a little bit too far for me to be able to hit.
Not for long.
And we're moving fast enough. We're moving fast enough. Can actually shoot ER large lasers with this guy. The strike bombers. Target not along flight path. Target not along flight path. That's normal. I can try that. He doesn't see enough for me to be useful. You guys don't see anything to be useful either. All right. Not much has been done this turn except for some mines being dropped. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I did bring minefield layers. And hopefully they do what they're meant to do.
Found one. So let's not that. Get all the way over there.
I mean, 2 LRM5s with Thunder ammos is going to be able to put at least something risky on the ground somewhere. That's the advantage of that.
Thunder. I see.
Thunder, fast cam, you call it what you want to call it, you know.
So because of that, we should be able to just immediately detect them because they're laid across the ground instead of being buried.
I think you are, yeah. I don't have any standard mines, no. I only have mine laying capabilities.
Jump, jump!
I'll try not to land on a mine. That would be even more problematic.
And try to face the enemy.
Oh, you've got a Wolverine there.
Maybe I put the map maybe I made the map a little bit too big. That's what I'm starting to think here.
Well, no point worrying about it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of them laid end to end.
But I mean, it's a different map compared to what we usually play, so that's a fun thing.
That is level
Fantoon, no,
3.
Fantoon's a guy that's going to get beat up tonight. Poor Fantoon. We have our own lore about Super Metroid nowadays that's been growing. Since I've been hanging out with some people doing Super Metroid randomizers, there's some odd stories that have been starting to come out.
I still need to play Metroid Dread.
I haven't played any of the... I mean, the last Metroid I played was Prime 2. Yeah, Prime 2.
First Metroid I ever played was Metroid Fusion. I ended up picking
Well,
up a
that's
copy on my Game Boy Advance when I was in my late teens.
oh, that's one of the great ones. Even though you start noticing the problems with it if you are like me and you watch a lot of Super Metroid randos and Super Metroid,
Yeah.
because Super Metroid, the great thing about it is if you're good at the game, you're going to be able to do all sorts of fun skips and fun things.
Last I
While it
saw,
doesn't have as much in most of the other ones, to be honest.
the Metroid community still considers Super Metroid to be the best one in the series.
Pretty much. I have no doubt about it. I mean, the Prime games are very different, so you'd have to take separately. But I mean, Prime 2, those are very good. Prime 3 is not as good. Who knows how Prime 4 is gonna go? So
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's a thing. What do I want to do with the Wolverine? Just step and run.
What I liked best about Metroid Fusion was that Samus losing all her suit's abilities made the most amount of sense in lore that I've seen in any of the Metroid games.
Well, Metroid's always weird, but I mean, it's normal that
Not
they
that I'm
do
an
it.
expert in the series, I'm not.
All right, moving that group forward.
I remember like the most justified explanation for losing all of your weapons and power ups from the previous game. I think it was from was it Jack and Dexter? You just leave them at home.
I mean, that makes sense.
You're talking OG Jack and Dexter
Was
or
it Jack and
Jack
Dexter
2?
or was it, no, it was Ratchet and Clank? I think it was a
No,
Ratchet
yeah,
and Clank
yeah,
game.
it's got to be Ratchet and Clank
You just leave them at home.
because
I mean, it makes sense.
I played the entire Jack and Daxter trilogy, and that didn't happen that I can remember.
It was in Ratchet and Clank where you just get ambushed. And when you do get back home, there's all your weapons from the previous game.
Yeah,
You just grab it then, and that works.
not to mention in Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, the second one, there's a level in which you actually return to Ratchet's home, and he says, "Hey, there's my old swing shot and grind boots."
I mean,
Or not Ratchet's home, but Clank's new penthouse.
all right, move these guys forward. Come on, guys, you can do it. Once enough of the other tanks are in close enough proximities, things might start being fun. Let's try not to lose any other tanks to either the side of the map or the side of a wall.
Yes, fair argument, but you see, tanks.
They won't set off their own minefields.
I don't know if you set off your own minefield. I think you do with conventional mines from Thunders. So I do have to be careful about getting around those.
I think most of your mechs are faster than mine, Armor.
They're all 5'8" at least. Including the one I was getting, which is a 6'9", so it's still faster.
No, you've got the Star Adder that's pretty slow on your
It's four-
side.
yeah,
At least.
That's the price I pay for going heavy duty.
Kingfisher's also 4'6", but you don't have jump jets.
Yeah, for an assault mech, it's a little on the fast side. One of the things I grew to love about it.
All right, I can do that with the planes this time. All right, the planes will be able to plane this turn. And then next turn, things will be terrible. Okay, tags. I don't think I'm able to tag anything. That takes a 17. That takes a 16. Yeah, I'm not tagging. All right.
Can we hit
You're a little bit out of range. You're a little bit out of range. You're a little bit out of range. Condor.
Is this going to melt me too much.
Doesn't see much. Not gonna it. Doesn't
I
see.
think this thing can just hit that strike fighter. Oh, maybe not. Well, I think it
Eh.
can hit that one.
Yeah, I can try to shoot at the Phoenix Hawk. Maybe.
Oh no, maybe not. Huh, I guess the Phoenix Hawk can't hit those strike fighters.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Try
they're out of sight.
twisting. You got to say, even if you torso twist it.
Yeah, the one on the right was just barely out of the firing arc when I did a torso twist, and the one on the left is completely out of view.
Do you see anything? No. Those guys are just too far in the back. Emperor, do you see you see something way far in the distance? Okay. So you're in the same boat. You're a bit too far
Crossbow, go do
away.
crossbow things.
You actually don't see anything. Plane. All right, well, let's do a dive bomb run. Well, not a dive bomb, a I mean, I've got nothing to lose to at least try it. You don't see much. Can I block by terrain? There. That's not good. Target ear.
Nova can't hit anything yet.
I mean, we're not at the point yet where we can shoot a whole lot of things, I think.
And neither can
And
the
since
Warhammer.
everybody's running away,
Yeah. Now, the only ones that were able to fire anything were my crossbow, Kingfisher, and Timberwolf, and that was only a few weapons.
well, one of the one of the strike fighter just got a avionics hit. That's not good.
What happens with an avionics hit?
A penalty to piloting.
Oh no.
You also can't fly at level 1.
Mm. That misses. That misses. That misses. That misses. One of the rocket pods, at least some damage there. Geez, the planes couldn't hit anything either. So, I mean, not much happened.
Too much ice, sir.
Well, no, it's more everybody's moving too fast, including me. So that's not
Oh, only 6 seats like that.
well.
Ice
There
skating
goes the
mecha.
plane. There goes
Oh,
the plane.
well, dude, what happened?
It got out of control from being hit so hard.
Oh,
It doesn't take
Avionics
much. It doesn't take much for a conventional fighter for that to happen.
way to go, Lucretia.
Clonk. Hey, one's still up. We will take it. One of the two is still flying.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some juice.
All right. Can at least move an helicopter forward.
Oh.
I know something will be in front of it at some point. Things might start to get a little bit spicier this
But
turn.
do I want to get in front of it?
This guy, he didn't get it. Might have to maneuver him weird. Do-do-do.
Oh, that's because the command, the ZTX, also has that partial wing. That's why I can actually jump the way it does.
Oh yeah, it's a fairly mobile little thing. It's really meant to be a mobile sniper, while the standard ZTX, not the command version, gets in more like at point blank and blow things up. The standard one has a snub nose PPC and SRMs rather than LRMs and an ERPPC. I mean, we're basically doing nothing in particular with those helicopters yet, but I mean, I'm bringing them in, and they
It's
should
still
see something this turn.
absolutely terrifying to see a mechanized company moving through this valley area. Mountains.
What's the opposite of a valley? A crest? Because that's not really a valley, because it's the middle of it is a bunch of mountains rather than a hole.
Just off the
So
side, it's just a sheer drop.
that would be very terrifying, especially for the poor guys in other tanks.
That just slid off.
Let me see.
Remember, you can choose your facing with jump jets, no matter how far you go, so try not to reveal your back to anything.
Yeah, sorry, I was just consulting a thesaurus to see if there were any, to see if it gave me any good antonyms for valley. Okay, yeah, let's face those choppers. Did those warriors already move?
Yeah, you can see because they're not blue.
Oh, yep, you're right.
And you've got the little blippy things under them telling you how fast they've moved. Normally.
Okay, so jump and turn. Boom.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. It is a very different map from what we generally fight on. I'm really happy about that, but it makes things very confusing. Let's hope he doesn't crash. That's my biggest problem right now. Every time I do something is let's hope the guy doesn't manage to, slam himself into a wall.
Okay, here's some antonyms for valley. Mountain, hill, alp, peak, summit, height, pinnacle, and plateau.
Yes, but none of them describe what we have here. I think crest would be the best thing.
Like the crest of a hill?
Yeah,
Yeah, you may be right.
We've
with a
walked
little
into
level
it
9
enough.
right there.
We've walked into enough like mountain ambushes to not go through the valley. Not going
That's
through
the
the-
smarter thing to do, yes.
All right, Nova, go do Nova things.
The only way through is through this here mountain pass. And then every clan tactician looked at that and said, let's not do that this time.
Was that a Twycross reference?
It didn't happen more than once.
You think we would learn?
At some point, someone decided that it might be a bad idea.
And it only took what, 5 times?
After the 5th time, they realized.
I think it didn't happen at like one of the Fox Patrol novels or something.
It happened. It happened No, the Steel Vipers got stuck into a bog on Tukayid. They were in a terrible position. Like, it was
That
one of the most awful places to fight.
there's unique rules, I think, for that map where it also adds heat.
That's what?
It adds heat.
Ugh.
Look at in the Battle of Tukia Pack, there's the hot baths. I don't know if Mega Knight Quake supports it.
Mm.
There's a way you can get stuck in the mud and it adds heat to your mech.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's basically a hot spring, but made out of a bog.
Apparently, there was a moment
That-
in Tuka. Sorry, what?
That would be rather of a terrible way to die.
Apparently, there was a skirmish on Tukayid when Comstar forced a group of clan mechs into a hard spot by setting the field they were in on fire.
Well, that's not too weird, at least. I mean, that's something that you've seen a million times.
It caused the mechs to overheat. It caused confusion, and people couldn't see things. The whole 9 yards. And then in Roar of Honor, the Stalking Bears used that again against the Blood Drinkers. Their star captain was thinking, "Oh man, this could be considered dishonorable, but we have to win. There is no honor in defeat."
This new task for clan training is going to involve walking through a field that's just on fire. Tex might hate it when the mech comes out. It's like, oh yeah, you can't see out of the mech because the outside of the glass and all the sensors have melted.
Well, the big thing, at least with mechs, that's not going to happen. So there is that, at least.
Because I think it was one of the Wolf Dragoons stories where they're able to pass through detection by just walking through a field that's on fire. They have no IR signature that's visible.
It sounds like it would make sense, kind of like the opposite of how a B-2 stealth bomber flies under radar.
I'm gonna say you're walking through fire because no one's gonna look into the fire for mechs to walk through, but it does black out the cockpit because it's now covered in ash.
You have to rely completely on your sensors, huh?
Yep. There was also that other moment where they walked slowly, carefully underwater while the battle went on above them, the gun underneath the enemy.
I hope these things came with windshield wipers.
Done a lot of armored vehicles use a pressurized air system.
Right, get those guys over there. Let's try to get the other tanks forward a bit more. Biggest problem is really to get everything. And there's enough, the mountains are high enough that it causes all sorts of visibility issues. So that also is a bit of a problem.
Just marching forward.
Heavy strike fighter, what can you do now?
They say war is a human invention, but look what happens to ants in the garden when the colony on the other side of the backyard is a different color than them.
So if I do that, I can try that. I'll probably fail, but I can try that.
Do it!
Hey, he managed to do it. I mean, I needed an 8 in order to do that maneuver with the plane.
Oh.
It was a bit more risky than I would have wanted, but, you know.
But did you die?
I didn't, so I'll take it.
And now the cloud is EPM as we press it.
Try to get everyone to tag that can tag to tag this time.
You're it.
And nothing does anything of value.
Go time.
I mean, there's not gonna do much, but I'm gonna try that. Okay, you are still out of range. You do not see anything. You do see this and that. You've got no reason not to shoot on things if I can shoot on things. So let's try it. You do not see. There's some of those LRMs that I should have loaded with. I should have loaded with some more specialized ammo. Does the SRM reach? Yeah, but it does. It can't hit. You don't see anything. You.
That meteor should be dead.
There's a good chance that the strike fighter is not going to have a very nice day now. It's a feeling I have.
Worth it.
Emperor. Yeah, the problem is that he could have probably seen something to turn from where he was before, but then he dropped down. Crockett can't see anything either. Falconer, sorry. Can't see much. Viper, can't see much. Ugh. That's unpleasant. Okay, I have to do it this way. You do not have the good missiles, sadly.
So one day we decide those heavy strike fighter sons of bitches are going down.
I have a feeling that they might very well be going down. But I have to try to do things. Does the Karnov? Karnov does see something, so you can shoot at it. You are too far, you are too far, you are too far. Things might get a little bit spicier this time. That misses. Hey, I dodged the missiles with the heavy strike fighter.
Game on.
There's a whole lot of misses. And LRM5 does a tiny bit of damage. Oops. The strike fighter did get hit by a large pulse laser. That's usually not a good sign. But I mean, it keeps dodging everything. Some mines are being delivered. Some bombs are being dropped. Bombs are actually doing really good this time. Sometimes they do terrible, sometimes they do good. Some minefields are being delivered. Nobody's fallen down, so that's a start. And my plane survived. See? It did. It's doing just fine at altitude 2. Probably should climb next turn.
We got this, boss.
Naughty. One destroyed. What do I have that's been destroyed?
The fighter?
Okay, no. Okay, and the pilot ejected, so that's why it says one ejected. Okay.
There's also the one that slid off the field. Does it mark that?
Yeah, it counts as fled. There's one flee. There's one destroyed, one fleed, one crew ejected. But I think the crew ejected is the same plane. because the guy actually ejected before crashing. I mean, the Phoenix Hawk, I did manage to hit with the bombs, so something came of that. I'll take it. And I'm starting to put some minefields down just about everywhere.
Lag.
Should have brought more minefield spreaders just to be nasty. Yeah, only one skid off the map and none have skid into the face of a wall or something yet. So I'll take it.
Okay. That looks like a good spot.
Just run straight forward. Running is better than jumping where you are. Mm-mm. I've got mines there. I've got mines there. And there's a few that might start showing up. There's a Shadowhawk 2C. Those things are nasty against helicopters, if I remember right.
I never tried the 2C.
Well, the one he took is one made to cause trouble. So
A Bioroid version, I think it's version 5, the one with the Hag 20.
yeah.
Ooh.
Well, Ag 20s are light. They're 10 tons, so they're the same weight as a Rotary AC5 or a LB10X or Ultra AC10. So they're pretty good value. Ag 30, I'm not as big of a fan of, and Ag 40 is just too big. I am not a fan of anything that's that big as a weapon.
The cluster hit table
Shit.
goes to 40, and I want to use it.
Yeah, there you go. It's the cluster table is big enough. I want to use all of it. Let's see. I mean, now things are going to start getting a bit more spicy. Now we're in spicy attack range, basically. Yeah, you're gonna have to jump because where you are, you'd have to drop down from a level 7 to a level 4. That would have been unpleasant. Just jump forward; it'll be better. I think jumping mechs have a bit of an advantage here, to be honest.
Glad I brought the Nova.
I'll see where I go with that guy soon. Bring the quick draw forward. And how are you still all the way back there? Like the J. Edgars are not going to be threats yet, but finally managing to move them forward. I'm going to have to do that.
What you got, punk?
The Shadowhawk just he's close enough to start swatting away the warriors, but
Oh, man.
it's still going to be a couple turns to get rid of them.
Unless you're high enough to be able to kick them, which is a possibility on these types of maps.
I don't know if altitude works that way.
You have to be in weird positions for it to work properly.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
cannot death from above a helicopter?
That would be difficult, I would say. I mean, flying jump kicks should be a thing with battle mechs. We've always said that.
If the jump jet attack can be made just to justify a single instance where it was used in, then flying jump kicks, why not?
Is it
Hey, I'm
cool?
always
Yes.
down for a rider kick.
Yeah, now things are getting close by. It's going to start, things are going to start blowing up soon enough.
You made it. Ice has got nothing on me.
There we go. I have to go like there to be useful. And the other tanks go really fast as well, so that does give me an advantage there. Come on, Wolverine, you can move forward.
I started liking the Wolverine. I think that thing's a fighting machine.
It generally works fairly well. All right. I think it's the better of the 3275 Mafia mech, especially with some of the later configurations. And even during the Succession War, the version with the large laser is quite successful.
Yeah. I'm more partial to autocannons just because I like the boom.
It can do pretty good things, autocannons in general, but in terms of raw efficiency, they're not as good as they should be. So do have to be careful. Now, where
And
do I
then
bring
there's
that
large
plane?
pulse lasers.
What do I do with the plane? Accelerate, go up, go up.
One of these days, I still got to try a heavy Gauss rifle on the table.
I haven't had good experiences with the heavy Gauss rifle. The light Gauss rifle, I'm starting to be far more partial to, but the light Gauss, I have some issues with.
How is the light Gauss rifle different than a regular one?
More range, which is a bit of an advantage. Yes, the damage is not as good. It's half the damage, basically, but I mean, you've got plenty of range. It can serve fairly well. All right.
All right.
I mean, we're going to try to do the old helicopter spam there.
Hit him with the old razzle dazzle.
I mean, my options are quite limited. I'm going to shoot at that Phoenix Hawk and hope for the best. That's another fulcrum. Oh, he can't see anything. Okay.
Which of these warriors needs to die now?
The one right behind the Phoenix Hawkeye I see.
Where's the indirect fire button? Weapon modes
3%.
indirect. Oh, okay. I'm completely blocked by terrain. Even if with a spotter, I can't shoot that. Okay, that's annoying. All right. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Why would you want your cookie to crumble? I know. I just decided to say that because it sounds cool.
It's like trying to stir diarrhea with your dog's sense of humor.
Okay, no, there's some things that. All right, that those guys are just not in good spots to begin with. Would be a 17 to it. I doubt that would work. Meteor.
You could use a twist and shout.
Um. Oh, part of the problem with the people not hitting, I've seen now. Light rain does give a penalty to it.
Ah.
So,
And with the warriors flanking, they're extremely hard to hit.
well, I think everything's going to be hard to hit for a little bit there. Do you see something that you can hit? Well, 12 means I can hit. I'll roll on a 12. All right, a whole lot of tandems missing, some tandem hitting. ER medium laser hitting. Miss a whole lot of missing. The snub nose PPC hits, but because you got partial cover, things didn't go as expected.
Whoa.
Kingfisher not doing much. Mad Cat not doing much. People are still missing on everything. Oh, well, there's an Ultra AC-10 that did it on the... no, the AC-10 did it on the crossbow. One of the Warhammer 2Cs just hit a warrior with an ERPPC that usually causes some issues. Some mines are being dropped. One ER medium laser doing ER medium laser things. Medium pulse, a large pulse laser doing large pulse laser things. And now that everybody's more or less in range, things are going to be far less fun, I think.
You still need to avoid getting Alpha Strike to death.
Playtime's over.
There's mines everywhere.
Alright.
I mean, if you Argyle, if you've got the eat sinks for an ER large laser, you're better off with an ER large laser. It doesn't have a minimum range. It doesn't have anything out of the ordinary on it either. It's just a better gun for the same weight. What you lose is really on the eat scale. If you've got the eat sinks for it, just go with ER large lasers. For inner sphere weapons, that's what I would almost always say. If you've got the eat sinks for it, go for it. If you don't, well, then you can look for the the standards rather than the fancier ones, because it's getting that little bit of extra range can make a whole lot of difference very quickly, actually. Especially if you're fighting against clan mechs who always are going to have the range advantage on you. An extra 1 or 2x range is usually going to be a lifesaver. So there's good reasons for it.
The
Yes, they
difference
don't.
of brawling at 4 hexes and the difference of brawling at 8 hexes.
I mean, being able to get at short range at 4 prevents you from getting hit by some SRMs. It allows you to have just a little bit more damage to be projected at regular intervals as well. It has its advantages, and they're pretty important. Being able to dictate range is also pretty useful. And it's also why the ER medium laser is generally better than the light PPC, because the light PPC has that silly minimum range, which means you might not be able to hit what you want to hit with it. So trying to get my mechs into positions so they can do things. But I mean, we are still too far to be really that useful.
Just wait. Once we all get within 3 hexes of each other, all hell's gonna break loose.
You need to chew up all the warriors and hover tanks before the mechs get here.
I'm working on it. But this rain!
Well, the problem now is that it's going to start being harder for me to move things quickly everywhere, because they have to stay in position to be able to fire their different weapons. So now things are a little bit more
Complicated?
complicated. Well, for some things, like moving that J. Edgar fast right next to that Star Adder, hopefully be able to do something before it gets hit by an ATM 12 and bad things happen to it.
Mhm.
Because ATMs are not very nice to tanks. I mean, SRMs are bad against tank, but an ATM 12 or an IATM 12, that would be even worse. Very bad things would come from that.
It's also connected to a C3
Oh.
network.
Shit, bad idea. Oh well.
So that J. Edgar right there, closest to Konaka, I think that thing's just gonna be deleted now.
It's going to suffer a critical case of deletion.
It's gonna suffer critical existence failure.
You mean it's close to your Star Adder?
The one with the explosive ATMs loaded, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, Maxentius is right there too, so it can help you out.
I'm going to bring more J. Edgars that way then. Let's bring more J. Edgars to help. I mean, it's still a +4 to it, because those things have moved real fast this turn, so at least there's that.
It's the other J. Edgar. Let's make unfortunate things happen to it. I just need to get right.
Yes, quite.
Okay. Maxim.
Maximum.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This episode brought to you by Striking Samurai Energy.
I have to get into the Maxim's problem, though, the ones I'm bringing, as that they're just LRMs and 2 machine guns. So I have to, and they're inner sphere as LRMs, so I have to stick them, close enough, or they're gonna not be very useful. I mean, I was able to catch up with the stuff with the other tanks and the helicopters. I'll take that. Now, to stop you is going to be a whole other kind of issue.
Jump on it.
Well, I mean, you can try to jump on some of the other tanks. It might end up good for you or poorly. One of the two.
Death from above, let's go.
I have never seen a death from above end well for anyone.
It's like a headbutt. Everyone loses in a headbutt.
Remember, the design of the Highlander was influenced because pilots would not stop doing death from above.
You mean with the way the legs are shaped?
Yeah, they literally reinforced the legs because they wouldn't stop jumping on people.
It probably is a case that it's just that on tabletop we don't do it because the rules do it that way, but in an actual military fight and stuff like that, things might be completely different.
Too true.
I mean, there's bound to be a whole lot of people who just put their mechs somewhere and start shooting and not move, which would be a prime situation for death from aboves. But I mean, we know better than to do that, right?
Right?
Right? People playing Battletech, we know better than to not move
Yes,
normally.
I know that. I know that very well. I promise.
You got to be able to see something to shoot.
That's one
Get
thing I
off the
love
map. No,
about.
okay. You didn't skid off the map.
That's one thing I love about BattleTech, though. There's all the political intrigue and behind the scenes backstabbing and complications going on in the lore, but then ridiculous stuff like this happens.
I mean, the stuff we're doing right now is not that ridiculous. It's just
Oh yeah, I
not
was
very
talking
good.
fluff wise.
Got two
We can link up with these missing guys on top of this mountain crest. Oh no, an entire armored column.
I mean, they sent no. It's more. They sent an entire armored column and 2 lances of mech to try to catch 2 guys. 2 guys.
Two guys.
I mean, there might be a problem there. And
Isn't it
it's
like
snowing, and it's not looking good outside, and all the nasty stuff.
is it just like that one mission in what is it, Project Wingman, where they decide to just start a fight, just nowhere in particular, it's just big open sky, but then more reinforcements show up, and then more reinforcements show up, and then more reinforcements show up. And it's just the biggest battle in the game because everyone just keeps sending more stuff into this fight to keep the fight going.
Meanwhile, the
I mean, there's that in Ace Combat as well in a couple of missions where it's just like, yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty straightforward fight, but people just kept sending planes in and planes in and
and planes in and planes in. And then there's the annihilation of the unnamed clan in a nutshell. Sarah McEvity just said, hey, Nicholas, look at me. Bitch.
and then she died because she's an idiot. Who's that? What am I supposed to be moving here? Okay, to Karnov. Okay, that's what I'm trying to move here.
I haven't read all the lore on that, but I'm told it's basically a war between a sociopath and a narcissist.
Basically, yeah.
Who knows which is which?
Their boat.
They're both.
There you go. When you have to do hammerheads all the time to be able to do anything.
You pulled up another hammerhead, aren't you at altitude 2?
He's at altitude 3 now. He's fine. Okay, I might need to do a go up at least once. Then hammerhead. And turn. And try that. I just need an 8. Maneuver failed. Flies off the map. Okay. He tried, okay?
Bye, world.
I mean, there wasn't... In the way I was set up, right there was nothing I could really do that was going to be helpful.
He's doing his best, okay?
Well, there's not much you could do there, to be honest. So, all right, let's try to tag stuff with my powerful tag lasers. It is useful, so I'm going to try. The mechs aren't getting there any quicker. Tag. Well, we'll take tags. Means that the LRMs might be able to hit. But I didn't bring any of the fancy LRMs, just the regular ones. That's a 10 and that's a 7. I like 7 better than 10 to hit. Even though that's the target that I meant to take down, so I have to keep
Let's
shooting at
just
it a bit.
focus here.
He doesn't see much, but he sees the Viper. What does the Condor there see?
Bad news, armor. I can't hit that. My Kingfisher can't hit that J. Edgar right next to Konoka, so he's gonna have to settle for. He's gonna have to settle for the Warrior or the other J. Edgar.
Excellent.
I'm going for the other J. Edgar. Actually, no. Warrior's right there. Let's get it.
I'm having an issue with my LRM here.
It happens to everyone.
No, it's because it's the MML, and I was trying to shoot the MML, and it was thinking it was wanting to shoot indirect fire with SRMs. I don't think that would work very well.
Oh,
And it has to be on both direct mode and the SRMs, or just...
You have to switch the mode in the when you click it before you do the shooting. The shooting.
yeah. So if you could just do that, that'd be
Yeah.
great. Okay.
Wolverine's too far to shoot. The mechs I can pretty much ignore still. They're just a little bit too far to be really useful.
I
The
don't
Viper
think
and
I'll.
Falconers can maybe do something. No, they're just out of range. Maybe the Viper. Maybe the Viper sees something. No.
I don't
brought
think
a-
I'll fire those rear-facing streak SRMs just yet.
Are they one shot or?
Yeah,
I think they're one shot.
Because you know how the Mad
Hmm.
Cat D has those half of its SRMs facing backwards?
Mm-hmm.
So I made them one shots.
That's not a bad idea.
It would make more sense to have the crossbow fire at that guy. Oh, Nova.
Deliver minefields.
We're gonna do what Novas do.
Oh, the problem is I can't deliver. Can I deliver there? Line of sight blocked by terrain. Oh, he is in a terrible position to be able to do that.
Armor, you got those warriors over there?
I'm chewing through them.
Hmm.
I'm
I'll
gonna
have
try
my.
kicking them at this point.
You want me to have my Warhammer go for that J. Edgar behind you?
Yeah.
You got it.
Karnov isn't quite a threat just yet, but it's going to be a problem in like another turn.
Yeah, I got my crossbow alpha striking that Karnov.
This J. Edgar. And this J. Edgar. And this J. Edgar. All right. Now
go.
for the result of this fun time. Tandem SRMs not being fancy enough, but still dealing a little bit of damage. I'll take it.
It's a threat.
More SRMs and an ER medium. I mean, every single thing that I've got with regular SRMs are loaded with tandems right now, so to be as useful as possible. Not much there. A Condor dealing a decent chunk of damage once again on a Viper. An ER medium laser chewing through part of the armor off of a Warrior.
It's the hag on it though, so it's still alive.
Medium pulse laser, it's the rotor. LRM5's plinking damage. Oops, one of the J. Edgar's not looking too good. Oh. It's not going to be moving really quick. Oh no, it's not going to be moving anymore. Period. Okay, that's ER medium laser damaged on one of the warrior. Timberwolf not doing much. Crossbow not doing much. Maxim delivering some mines. That was his goal, anyways. I mean, I'm doing a lot of damage.
That Karnov's pilot might need to get promoted.
There's more damage going on, more minefields going all over the place. LRM-15's doing what they're meant to do. Well, the Karnov pilot's doing an okay job. J. Edgar's doing an okay job. The Warhammer's not doing much. One of the J. Edgar dealing a little bit of damage. More tandem round fun. One of the Viper falls down. And I've got a tank that's immobile. That's usually not a good sign. And one of the Condor just got its one of its the rear kicked in. Well, that's unpleasant.
Oh dear.
Didn't have the other Viper able to kick.
Well, it fell down, so I mean, there was a whole lot of fire going towards it, so can't blame it. Okay, so in 2 rounds, the Meteor might be able to come back.
Here goes.
One of the foot platoon is going to be automatically deploying because it's stranded. There was this turn quite a few missiles being fired. I have. It was rather terrifying the number of SRMs and LRMs flying around there.
Hey, I didn't bring a crossbow with an intent not to fire the missiles. Yeah, Archer, Mastodon, and Crossbow. Those might be my 3 favorite fire support mechs right now.
The crossbow, the only reason why it's actually good is because it's cheap. If it was an expensive mech, it wouldn't be, very fancy or fancy enough to be worth it.
I guess I just like stuff that lacks sophistication and is very straightforward.
Sometimes you don't need much for it to work. That's the thing.
I mean, we all agree that Charlie config is a pretty good config for the Executioner.
I mean, as long as it has guns, it can be useful. Okay, you're the one that's immobile, so you are going to be abandoned. Really, yeah.
Now, what I like to do when I'm trying out a new Omni-Mech is I'll spend some time in Prime config and I'll let that decide whether I like it or not.
Whoa. How slow are you now? 2-3 on a J. Edgar. Yeah, that guy's in trouble. Okay, that guy's not in a good shape either, but it can still fight. If it can still fight, it's going to stick around.
Shoot the cannon, you dunderheads!
He's got what? Yes. What else do we have? Were you not able to get your Viper back up?
It turned around and fell over. Yep. But at least it
Oh
covered its
no.
rear armor.
You need me to cover that Viper?
I don't know what more you could do. As long as it's the Jaggers that are going to get adjacent to it. Problem.
Okay, so do you want me to shoot those J. Edgars or no?
Yeah. I won't be able to.
I'll turn some fire to them.
Jeez. I always find it weird when tanks have weapons on the side because it's a very odd arc to shoot with.
Baneblade, am I a joke to you?
It's different. Those are the Baneblade has sponsons and turrets. Those are like fixed SRM2s.
The
The
Baneblade
size
is
of the
like a
Maxim.
tank on a tank.
It is the worst possible design for a combat vehicle available. At least until the most recent. I can't remember what the name of the damn thing is. The newest, one of those newest tanks that they brought in.
The bunker?
The the one that's supposed to replace the Lehman Russ.
Oh, the
Can't remember
Rogel
its
Dorn
name.
tank?
Yeah, it
Nah,
looks way too stupid for me. It just
it's
doesn't work.
it's cool in my opinion, but nothing's gonna replace the Rusty tank. It's just too versatile. Back when I still played 40k, my tank commander actually killed a Void Dragon shard on Overwatch and then immediately blew up. Talk about a blaze of glory.
Curse of the Void Dragon.
It was awesome.
Trying to figure out. As I'm now at the point where I have to figure out where I'm sending my tanks, because if I don't move them, they're dead, and if I move them, well, they might be in worse positions where they can't be useful. So
Crossbow's still gonna park it. It's in a good spot right now.
da, 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 da. Yeah, if I go there, it can shoot at the crossbow or the warhammer, depending. It's not the Viper that fell that's the most damaged, though. It's the other one.
The one that was just surrounded by warriors.
I mean, that's what they're meant to do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been talking about. Well, not a lot of people. There's a few people that have been talking about. VTOLs, and a lot of people are like, okay, use them as mobile snipers, things like that. I do think using them as just ignoring gnats flying around someone and peppering them with SRMs and just medium lasers is a better way of using VTOLs
It's been working
than
well so far.
staying afar and trying to plink shots with Gauss rifles and AC5s and light AC2s and have to move the fulcrum forward. Don't really have a choice. This Maxim I'll bring here. It's an odd place to go, but I can shoot at that Viper fairly reliably. While this guy, well, he doesn't have any good places to go. And those guys are just jumping forward. It's like we're in an episode of Gundam. They're just pushing their jump jets forward all the time and hoping to reach something.
It'll work eventually. Hmm.
There's enough shooting going on.
What the? Why can't I do that? Urgh. It's already moved.
What do I love that move? The Daikyu, the Griffin, the Quick Draw, the Emperor.
Made it.
Keep moving forward.
We'll get there eventually.
Well, part of it is that the mountain actually blocks some of my line of sight on some of those mechs. So it does make it a lot harder to shoot things. All right.
By the way, wasn't it the quick draw that you tested en masse a while ago?
Yes, and the results were they were results. They were results. That's what I'm gonna say. They
Mixed.
Were, exactly. I think mixed results is the best way to say it. They weren't as good as they should have been. The tags all going all over the place. Now the shooting, that's the more important part.
Quick draw's cool, but I think I'll take a gunslinger any day.
Yeah, but that's not the same category of mech at all either.
True, true.
I mean, that's comparing apples to oranges, really. I have to try to take down the Phoenix Hawk, so that's what I do have to shoot at. I don't really have a choice.
Uh-oh. The foot platoon came out.
Came out to play. It's not like
Great
it's
guess.
very.
Standard suits. That's another thing too.
It's not a huge threat, let's face it.
Lag, lag. No lag, please.
Oh, the LRMs are fixed forward. Jeez, that thing is odd. That thing is
LRMs?
way
Oh,
odd.
on the front instead of in the turret.
Yeah. There's some
Okay,
things that I'm
well,
okay with fixed forward, but there's a lot of things that I'm not okay with it being fixed forward.
bad news. I can't hit one of those. I can't hit the J. Edgar next to the Viper, but I can hit the Maxim.
Let's see.
I'm gonna see if I can take that apart.
You are too far away. You are too far away. You are too far away. The IQ. Okay, the ERPP sees in range but doesn't see anything. Okay. We'll get there eventually. Or they'll be brought into the next mission.
Lucretia can hit that J. Edgar, though. Let's go for it.
I mean, at that range, it's probably not going to hit, but we're going to take the shots. Oh, those are just mine layers. Okay, well. Deliver minefield there.
Cancel.
SRM-15 goes on the target. The Karnov. Oh, he does see the crossbow, so we'll take that. Some shots there. This J. Edgar. We'll have it on the Phoenix Hawk 2C. And that was the last of my units. All right. A whole lot of nothing in its coming in. I haven't seen any. I know tandem rounds are pretty good, but I haven't had much luck with them since I've started using quite a few of them.
I'm screaming both internally and externally every time I see that critical hit roll, though.
Okay, so it's good. It makes people afraid. That's the main thing. I do love Thunders, though. Thunder and fast cam is a thing that I've always loved because it gets people really, really mad, and it starts limiting what you're able to do.
Damage report.
Warrior's not doing much. Other warrior is not doing much. One missile. Ultra AC-10s miss. This warrior doesn't do much. The warriors haven't done anything useful. Well, one of the J. Edgar is no longer with us. The Condor doesn't do much. The other Condor...
Pilot roll.
Forced a pilot roll. We'll take it. ERPPCs. Those miss. Oh, well, one of the tandems finally did something good.
God damn it, it did a lot.
It did an awful lot, actually. Jesus. That is a nasty blow from that SRM-6.
That's the one that's prone.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think it can stand up now.
I have a feeling that with no hip, no foot, and no upper and lower leg, basically the left leg's gone. I have a feeling it's not going to look very good. Well, the left leg's not gone. It's just everything in the left leg is gone. LRM-5 actually doing a bit of damage.
Oh, man.
The Maxim not looking too good in return. ER medium on the J. Edgar. Wolves of the engine destroyed on one of the helicopters. Okay, well, the helicopter is very dead. Aha, but it did damage by crashing on the Phoenix Hawk and on the Nova.
Oh, wow.
Fails to take shelter. Damages the head.
That is a crazy situation. You see the helicopter start spinning around, falling, and just exploding in a huge ball of fire. Everything spraying all over the place.
Right in the Phoenix Hawk and Nova's faces.
It can't crash again because it's already crashed.
I mean, it cannot double crash, you know.
However, it's all on the ground, so no harm done.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're starting to... Some of the other tanks are starting to look very, 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 very rough. Well, the Condor's dead. Okay, well, there you go. Misses on the Kingfisher, the Karnov. That Karnov is doing one hell of a job as well. Just crazy good.
Like I said, someone promote that pilot.
But the crossbow shoots at some battle armors. The warriors are... I don't think I've got any warriors left. Things have looked a whole lot of explosions right now. That's what happened. Stun 2, lock to jam. Yeah, that's not looking very good there.
And we had some physical attacks.
We had some punches missing on the Maxim.
I think you need to cool off.
Well, I mean, I did a bunch of engine hits, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm starting to warm up here.
Oh, the fighter's coming back.
I think we're
Aha!
gonna
No,
have to kill this guy, Guts.
Oh, oh, snap. Okay, the other foot platoon's deploying.
Oh
Go, foot
man!
platoon. Um, um,
Now they are deploying directly in front of two machine guns and a bunch of small pulse lasers.
which is not a good position to be in. I know.
The Viper isn't in a good position, in a good condition either, but
I mean, everything's terrible right now.
Well, you got two Vipers, right? It's only one of them on the one on the edge of the map that's lost its entire
Oh
left
no,
leg.
but yeah, but the other ones took a beating. I think it's because I dropped a bunch of bombs on it. I mean, bombs can be very nasty. It's a thing you need to know. All right, you run this way.
Into one of the bomb, and I'm ready to go off in motion.
All right, let's see what I do. I've rarely seen like the left leg is almost no damage to it, but it's lost all of its actuators. That is
What
a
are the odds?
that is a crazy situation. But I
The
mean that
coroner later
SRM6,
ruled that Percy had shot like Annie Oakley.
I mean that SRM6 paid for itself, let's say. But okay, the guys are gonna have to evacuate the Maxim anyways. You know, I haven't done that much damage to the Phoenix Hawk 2C.
we're targeting it quite a bit, but it's just because it has that ferrolamellar.
I mean, ferrolamellar on top of
The fact that it keeps jumping.
mobile. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really mobile. So
Doesn't ferrolamellar also reduce tandem charge?
I think that it's immune to tandem and armor piercing.
I just noticed that the sprite for the mechs actually gets banged up when they take damage. That's really cool.
Wow, someone's offering me the best viewers. Oh crap! I just deleted his.
Oh
I'm
no.
sorry. I was gonna click that link.
How could you?
I know. I feel bad for doing that.
Live audience reaction, and we have just 10,000 paper standees.
I mean, I can't remember which big time streamer. I mean, it was a fairly, significant one. Got caught with something like 60% of its audience was bots. It's not even reasonable at that point.
How much do you want to bet that a lot of them were put in place by the streamer themselves?
Oh, no. It's clearly the streamer itself. I mean, it's dirt's cheap. I mean, I've checked the rates, by the way. I just wanted to see because it did when that came out, and there was a few other things coming out at the same time. There was something for Twix. It was something like $10 for 1,000 likes. Or
Wow.
something like that. So I mean, botting. If you need to bot and you need to self-promote something, it gets really. It can be really easy, and it shows why you've got some posts with like no interactions with tons of likes, as an example.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly because of that.
Who's my next lucky contestant? That will not work.
At least nobody stepped on any mines. I'm just putting them everywhere. I really should have brought more of them, but
spin and a little turn.
I also figure that as long as the minefields are there, you won't move to those tiles.
There is that as well.
Deterrent, yeah.
Prevents
Okay,
me
that's
from
fulcrum.
going there.
Really?
You think I should do something about that foot platoon? I really don't want him to blow up that Viper.
Yeah, I can't get my machine guns in the arc of the one just above me.
I think it's Armor's turn to move.
Yeah. Still.
Trying to figure out what you're going to do.
And trying to figure out what you're going to do. Also, a lot of this terrain means I can't back up because it's up a level.
I attempted to back up that Warhammer and failed miserably.
I can't
All
depth
right.
from above that unit because it hasn't moved yet.
It's really a cluster cluck of other tanks. And it's not the boring over tanks like someone bringing like 24 Savannah Masters or whatever. It's all sorts of things with all sorts of weapons at all sorts of range. Just to try to teach everybody that you can have fun with all sorts of units. You don't have to just go with the most optimized, stupid units all the time. Did I not move that fulcrum yet? Or did I move it and it was terrible? It's also a problem. Mm-hmm.
Pull from the last ECM around.
Okay, those are the battle armors. Right, try to get these guys moving forward. Come on. We're going to get there.
They have the recoilless rifle.
Yeah, it's about the only ones I'm going to use. A recoilless rifle or small lasers are the two for battle arm for intersphere standards or great at standards are pretty much the same thing. I think they're the best weapons you can load on those. Unless you know you're going to be fighting a whole lot of infantry. If you're going to be fighting a whole lot of infantry, go with machine guns there. But against just about everything, the light recoilless is better. And the small laser is just a good weapon in general. So those are basically your option. With clan battle armors, you know,
Oh
all the
no!
fun stuff.
Fell
What
down.
happened?
Kingfisher fell over. Stupid ice.
Huh? It's what happens when you fight in the cold. All right. Not much.
Fortunately, things did not move. I wanted them to. What's on that falcon? Hmm. Okay, let's see if this punishes me.
He's to be punished.
Probably not the smartest thing to do with that J. Edgar, but let's go for it. You unfortunately cannot put tandem rounds in an SRM platoon for infantry. I'm sorry
But
to announce.
you should though.
They can only load standard SRMs. You can't bring anything fancy on them. That's probably just how the rules are written and not how it, works. But
Because infantry unit popping out and then causing crits, even if they don't do a whole lot of damage, sounds
Rules as written.
terrifying. It sounds terrifying. Yes.
like, especially if it's Inferno SRMs, because then you're giving up your mech hunting capability to be able to damage your
I
vehicles.
think the infantry can carry Infernos, though. I mean, at least in all the novels. So,
I gotta visit the head.
all right, let's try to kill something. That's the Condor. Fulcrum.
Oh wait, I can't.
Scratch that.
To touch you.
Maxim. He is in a tarot.
Okay, well, I might be prone, but I can still fire things.
Shit. Like I said, I do not like side shooting weapons because I always have a hard time knowing where it's gonna go.
Well, if all of these J. Edgars want to be moving directly next to a 90-ton battle mech, then I just will oblige them.
Look, we're not saying hovercraft pilots are smart. We're saying hovercraft pilots are cheap. Emperor. Should have brought faster mechs, even though I brought it. It did bring a full cavalry lance. They are slower than I would want them to.
So 5.8 slow.
Yeah, it's because the map is rather huge. So
That's good. It means we make contact with the forward elements first.
I mean, it's how it's supposed to be. I know. Oh,
okay, foot platoon.
Oh, he is in a terrible position for that, though. Oh, crap.
Let's have the Nova get nice and hot.
Indirect fire. Deliver minefield. All right. Oh, damn. SRM weapons are now considered heavy weapons, so I can't move and shoot with an SRM. That is bad.
You know what?
For the
I think I
infantry,
just
of
might
course.
do this. Let's just use your... No. Don't use them on that.
Try to blow up the
Just do that.
Now let's see how things turn out.
Can that Karnov still do stuff like bombing?
Doesn't have bombs. It's not a plane. It's an VTOL.
Right. I forgot.
And it just dropped off its last battle armor, so it's got 2 medium lasers. I mean, those 2 medium lasers have been doing great all game, so I'm not going to complain there. But
No way. No, no, no. Damn.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, 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 no.
It's in a bad shape.
Let's twist it that. No, actually, no.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Tell me I'm your own.
Warhammer can't hit much except those guys, but that's okay. We'll take it.
I mean, you've got level 2s, level 4, level 3s, level 1s. I mean, it is really packed.
Here goes.
So, what does it look like? One SRM, one medium laser, nothing. Vehicle immobile on a Condor, which is usually a bad thing. Shadowhawk dealing more damage to the Condor. No, it's the Condor shooting at the Shadowhawk, sorry. And doing a little bit of damage. Fulcrum doing nice Fulcrum things with tandems. I mean, MML7 with tandem is a pretty nasty
I think the Mad
combination.
Cat's gonna fall down.
Is Anne-Marie going to fall down again?
Critical hit
Probably.
on the hip.
If she
Probably.
does, she's officially the butt monkey.
Weapon fire for Star Adder. Fulcrum vehicle immobile. Vehicle very immobile. Crew stunned. Engine destroyed. It's not dead, but it's not like it can do anything.
I cast SRM.
Well, the SRMs are doing a great job on the other one as well with another engine hit and an arm blown off thanks to a tandem round.
Wait, you broke up there. Arm blown off on what?
With 26 armor left, the tandem round does a critical and it rolls a 12 for limb blown off.
Also deals an engine hit.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm not scoring on those. Medium
No. What got its limb blown off? That's the part I
an
missed.
SRM.
No, the
And it-
SRM blood ask had its whole arm blown off.
Oh, poor blood asp. Oh, yep, there it is. Man, my stuff is lagging a lot today.
Oh, the Fulcrum blew up. You know, all the ammo decided to go. You know, I think Volkite changed my rules to have the ammo explosion secondary damage because I didn't have that before, and it's there now. And the last person who messed with my rule set was Volkite. A bunch of troopers killed, while the other one is entirely vaporized by a small pulse laser. Okay.
Whee!
Karnov didn't do anything. The recoilless rifles did a little bit of damage. J. Edgar's doing a fantastic job once again. Engine destroyed on one of the J. Edgar. The Timberwolf did fall down, but that was expected after a hit.
Yeah. At least it wasn't right off the bat this time.
The second blood ass got extremely lucky that time. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. I can say for a fact that I am actually being lucky here.
But I mean, the other one that hit an empty ammo bin.
There you go. The crossbow's running a little bit hot.
You're fine. You didn't explode. You're fine.
Yeah, it's a bioroid. It's not like he can feel it.
Yeah, but you'll feel the ammo explosion if it goes off.
And the meteor is back.
Oh boy. He about to go Top Gun on our asses. Okay, now I'm getting up for a sec.
The Karnov side slipped instead of going in the direction it was supposed to go. It didn't crash, so that's a start.
Let's see here. Lost. So it just blew off the right arm where it had the two SRM-6s. Thankfully, most of my weapons are in my torso.
An odd Omni-Mech with the weapons in the torsos.
What the Blood Ass does, it has its big weapons in its torsos,
Mm-hmm.
and then it has its secondaries in its arm. I think there's one. There's a weird. It's the ballistic one where you have. Is it D or C? You have a weird crit splitting. D.
I mean, you
He's
still have
also
a
weird
couple
because
of turns for that Phoenix Hawk 2C to get out of the to get out of Dodge, basically.
there's
The
the Blood Ass.
ZTX can probably, just jump its way out really quick because I think it jumps 8.
Yeah, ZTX healthy.
Okay.
Can jump is fine.
I mean, the Phoenix Hawk 2C is not in a bad shape either, and the tandem rounds have not done anything to it because of ferrolamellar. So,
It has been moving towards the edge of the map it's supposed to go to.
okay, I'm just going to need to find the guy that's immobile over there. It's these guys. Eject.
Crap, man, where's
There
the
you
other where's the other escort target?
No, back up here.
Yeah, it's next to the Shadowhawk.
ZTX command, I see
Yeah.
it. Am I moving the other escort guy too far ahead, Armor? I don't think
Really?
so.
No, you're fine. I can catch up.
I don't know if they have to stay within range of each other's network.
No. I mean, he's also a lot faster. So
True, true.
You still have those two warriors to deal with.
I mean, the mechs are getting in range as well now.
Which is a concern because they're still at full health.
And there's 8 of them, and they're not bad mechs. I didn't bring anything terrible here. I brought some top of the line gear. Okay, maybe not the N4. The Emperor and the Crockett will probably not reach you in time because those things are slow as balls.
Well,
The rest
remember, our mission is not to destroy those guys, it's to get these two guys to safety. But yeah, they're catching up.
The Karnoff is still another ECM source.
Yeah, but I have a feeling he's not going to have a good turn this turn with a TMM of 1.
He's had a good couple turns.
Oh no! He scored back his 579 battle value. Just like every single tank with no the Maxims with those SRM6 with tandem rounds, both of them have paid themselves back in full.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Now that fighter is going to go straight through the back of mine, so let's maybe not be there.
I'm gonna
Do
try to
not.
figure out what I'm gonna do with him. I mean, I could have started him right on top of your prone Viper, but that would have been
The
risky
Viper
as
that
well.
can't really move. Actually,
I mean, I'm bringing my Viper to blow up your Viper until your Viper attacks my Viper and the backup Vipers start vipering. You know what I mean.
No step on Sneck.
I don't think I can get. I don't think I can save the prone Viper from the Viper.
Is the Kingfisher? The Kingfisher hasn't moved yet, so I have to figure that out. Do.
Yeah, I don't know why this isn't letting me.
Where are we gonna go?
I'm kind of stuck now. Well, just mosey on forward, I guess.
Well, if you're looking at the Kingfisher, I mean, there's very few places you can go without taking mind damage at this point.
Yeah.
The Timberwolf, I mean, should be able to get back up. It's just a +1 for the hip hit.
I'm not too worried about them getting back up or not.
Well, the Falconer's getting into range. That could be a big problem.
All right. Get up, girly.
You took a hip hit. It's going to be rough.
Ardor, but it shouldn't be terrible on a 4/4 pilot.
Also, remember running with a hip hit also causes a pilot roll.
Yeah. With that in mind, she's probably just going to stand up.
No, she's on a level 1, level 2.
Level 2, I think.
This map is
Yeah, 2.
fun. This map is a whole lot of fun. Sorry.
Right.
Just a nice, straight, terrible place where everything has to
So
think of
I
where it's gonna
need
go.
I need an 8 to get up
Ugh.
because not only is the right arm hand actuator missing, but so is the left hand actuator.
It's gonna be a bit rougher. She didn't get up. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to try that again this turn.
Careful stand rules didn't work.
You have to, yeah, but you have to click careful stand, if I remember right. I can't remember where the button is for that.
That just costs more movement, yeah?
Yeah.
Uses all your
consume your
movement, but you get
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my mechs getting there, things are going to get really dicey for you guys.
Yeah. Which for those of us that can't really leave.
We cover the escort's retreat.
Okay. I jump over my own minefield. I could have run through it, but that would probably have been a very bad idea.
Yeah.
Let me get these guys this way. Yeah, the Emperor and the Crockett, though, these guys are not getting there anytime soon.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing a careful stand button either.
If you just try to stand up, and it'll give you the option for careful stand.
Yeah,
You have to click stand.
you have to click get up.
Yeah.
Hey, great, you made it, Costello. Of course, you didn't take a hip actuator hit.
That probably helps.
Yeah, the Timberwolf might be the most iconic mech in Battletech, but it's never really impressed me all that much.
It has its uses, but it's a lot of investment for a lot of stuff, and it gets very risky very quickly. So all right. Let's see how things are going to go. Okay, tag, turn. Don't have a whole lot of those left. The Maxims have all pretty much blown up. I still have my C3 Master. That is surprising that he's still around. All right, these guys are doing what they're meant to do. Jeez. All right, let's try that. Wolverine, do you see anything? Wolverine of the Lake, do you see anything? Griffin of the Lake, do you see anything? Maybe the LRM?
Senpai of the pool, what is your wisdom?
The LRM 15 reaches the Kingfisher. It's not going to hit, but it reaches the Kingfisher.
That Maxim needs to go, I think.
The Daikyu. That's because it's on the ground while everything's up.
Actually, no, I take that back.
E doesn't see anything either.
Strike Fighter really needs to go.
That's a 14 to it. 14's a little bit too high for me to be able to roll.
Huh? Why can't I?
All right, let's just shoot the big guns.
It's not
Viper
letting me...
go after the Viper.
Careful stand? No option for that?
No, it's not letting me fire my large pulse laser at the heavy strike fighter.
Because you're propping yourself up with that arm?
Yeah, let's try it with the other arm. Twist that way.
Right, like that.
And use the one in the center torso. No, it's not letting me do that either. I guess it's because... Oh, I see. It's because it's out of sight. It's flying low. Oh, well.
13 is a bit too high for me to be able to hit anything with. Okay, that's bad. Deliver minefield and deliver minefield. Foot platoon. Can do foot platoony things. Karnov is in a terrible position, but he's got guns, so he can try to do gun things.
Actually, I don't think that Maxim is that much of a threat, is it? It's just a transport.
It's got an SRM-6 with tandem rounds.
Yeah,
Have you seen what it did last turn with an SRM-6 with tandem rounds?
Yep, I forgot.
Tandems are okay. I was not impressed by tandem that much until things started going really sideways for you guys, and now I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll keep using tandems.
Yeah, I like this.
This is expensive, but we can build them.
Ooh, ain't too many targets that I can shoot when I'm prone like that. In fact, I think there's nothing. Well, except maybe for that foot platoon behind me. I'm gonna do it. Just one.
Trying to think of. Now, for some of my mechs I'm bringing in, I have to look at where my line of sights are going to go because of all those mountains. Okay, both of them got a rotor it, so they're slower than they were at the start.
Gotta cool that off just a little bit. Or maybe
Engine
not.
hits have a tendency to make things unpleasant.
Yeah. Wait.
But
No.
you can still bring some of
twist
the
that
battle
way
armors to
instead.
Punta Cana with that crossbow if he doesn't fall over.
Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, because this stupid level 5 thing's in the way.
Yeah, make sure you press T to see the kind of how the elevation is on everything, because it does help a lot in that particular.
Big time. I keep forgetting.
Because with that, I kind of know where I am and where I'm going. Hopefully.
Here we go.
All right. What's the damage? Strike fighter loses 1 altitude from weapon attack. That's a bad start. Well, only 1 SRM hitting on the Phoenix Hawk for 1 damage. Well, 2 damage. Okay, well, there's that. The Ultra C10 miss. The ZTX miss. Oh well, there's a rotor blown off. That's usually
This is exactly why I take bags.
that's what happens to helicopters. Okay. Okay, the SRM6 with tandem rounds didn't do as good as usual. No, it still did 5 hits. It's 10 damage. Well, it's perfectly reasonable. And then there's missiles going all over the place because I've got missiles all around it. Great Legion battle armor. Just one of them is it. Not too bad. The Falconer's not doing much. The Karnov is lucky. The Viper just blew out the right arm on your Viper. The Heavy Strike Fighter doesn't do much. Foot Platoon destroyed. LRM-15 misses, but the mines land. The SRM launchers and the infantry misses.
The Vipers are viping each other.
Yep.
They wish to wash and wipe the windows.
The Karnov's still scoring hits. We'll take it.
Annoying.
It's Streak SRM2 damaged on the Maxim. It's taking a decent amount of hits.
It's within threshold. I think I can kill it next turn.
Well, one of the Maxim is completely destroyed. Okay. Very destroyed. Very, very, very destroyed. And damages the Karnov by blowing up.
Excuse me.
Okay. So the Maxim blew up. In doing so, seriously damaged a rotor on the Karnov and killing off the battle armors.
Oh,
It blew up and threw that shrapnel upwards into it.
That is terrible.
all right. I think this Phoenix Hawkeye I see can actually attack something.
Can you punch the warrior that's on the ground next to you?
It's not letting me punch it, but it's letting me kick it.
Should be 100%.
You're going to be able to punt an helicopter out of the way.
You know what? I'll try it.
You've got no reason not to.
Only need a 4 to hit.
The helicopter was punted.
on the rotor.
You punted the rotor right off of it. Boink.
So rotors take normal damage from physical attacks, which is an interesting interaction.
GTFO.
I mean, if you hit a rapidly moving blade like that with the foot of an 80-ton mech, there's not going to be a rotor left. At least I don't think there would be a rotor left.
Disintegration.
I mean, I haven't killed any of you guys. Some of your units are not looking very good, though. We will
Most of my units are looking okay at the moment, but some of them are running a little hot.
Well, dealing a lot of engine hits is pretty good. Problem is that Falconer is not in the best position. So that hole in the middle there, it's a little bit weird.
You're going to want to at least turn your armor towards them.
Did I move? Okay, no, it skipped to another unit. Okay. Bring the Wolverine in, slowly but surely.
Make sure it has its yellow spandex on.
What's my... I can probably destroy the prone Viper. That's the one thing I can probably focus fire on a bit.
It still has a fair amount of its armor left. It's just going to be easy to hit.
Yeah, and I mean, no, I've got a lot of damage. With what I'm bringing in, I mean, the Viper's got 2 ER large, 2 clan ER large, and 2 clan ER mediums. Falconer's an EVPPC. The Wolverine has an EVPPC. The Daikyu, I think, has an EVPPC. No, it's just an ER. Sorry, it's just an ER PPC. Sorry, my mistake. I mean, those are not the cheap mech. I mean, the quick draw is probably the worst one of the bunch with an LRM and two large lasers.
I've had enough of your dastardly deeds, Dirty Dan. Okay, is she gonna successfully get up this time? Yay! You did it!
You're a big winner.
You win. I love you.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Welcome to Carl's Jr. Would you like to try our extra big ass taco?
Is the Karnov immobile?
It doesn't say it's immobile, it just says it's jammed.
Yeah, but that's because of the ECM.
It just took a rotor hit, so it's a bit slow.
It's 812, but I couldn't move it this turn.
Is it trying to do
Or
something else?
it broke off. Oh no, okay, I still have a move. Okay. So it's probably the last move I got is the Karnov.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Okay, no, it's able to go. It's able to go. Okay. Try to escape, Karnov. Try to escape.
Escape!
I mean, that guy is pretty darn good, so you'll...
After that legendary performance,
I am not staying here.
He's
everyone else is dead. I did my part going home.
he's leaving like a
Look.
total badass.
Look, I dropped the battle armor off like you told me to. I shot my lasers quite a bit, and they did all that they were meant to do. I'm leaving.
I have got to carefully maneuver my way around those minefields while still covering everyone's retreat. Okay, we can do
There's
it.
an arm there. There's an armor there. There's...
It's going to be a slow move.
Well, just like the Crockett and the Emperor, slowly trying to get in range for all of their weapons.
It still doesn't give me cover, huh? Okay, that works. Maybe. Maybe. The other crossbow. And... There's still the other maximum to read about.
All right. Crockett.
Davy
It'll
Crockett.
one day get in rage. A good example of a mech with ER large lasers where they're really worth it. The Crockett just doesn't overeat, so the two ER large lasers are perfect on there. I mean, the Crockett itself is a very decent mech, even in its primary original configuration. Once you downgrade it to not having double heat sinks, it's really not as good, though. Even
I'm
with
gonna look it
regular
up.
large lasers.
I can't run forward because there's mines there.
What are you talking about? I didn't put mines down anywhere.
I will never talk. Never!
I haven't deployed any mines this game. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's just 16 minefields that popped up. They just magically appeared. They're like mushrooms.
And badgers.
And badgers.
Somewhere in there, there's a snake.
Try to do that, little Mr. Plane. Can the quick draw see anything? You can see the Kingfisher. Well, no reason not to try. It failed, but I had no reason not to try.
It's always worth a shot.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Amen, brother.
Well, let's see. A quote from the greatest Canadian philosopher, the great Wayne Gretzky.
Really?
Yes, it is a quote from Wayne Gretzky.
Awesome. For
Yes.
some reason, I still can't hit that heavy strike fighter. Maybe because of the kind of movement it's doing.
If you click on the movement line it has, and you've got a lettuce peg on it, you'll
Oh,
be able
I
to
get
shoot
it.
at it.
Because it's like technically not at its end, so you need to be aiming turned back the other way. So
I see how it works now.
oh, it's to be
Does
just
the
within
Daikyu see
range.
anything? Barely, but he sees things.
I drink and I know things.
Well, 12 is a number that can be rolled, so I will use it. You're a little bit out of range. 14 is not a number you can roll. 13 is not a number you can roll, unfortunately.
Wait, I do have an engine, don't I?
Okay. Let's answer Viper for Viper.
I've got 2 cluster bombs left, so I'll use them. Okay, I have delivered more mines than I've ever delivered in any games, even using the regular
Yeah, and
Thunder.
they're
Just
ruining my movement
everywhere.
plans.
They're just everywhere right now. But I'm starting to run out of small units, so my mech's gonna have to start doing the heavy lifting here. I mean, you are going to be able to run away, but I'm going to be able to deal more and more damage.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is the important mechs that are out of position.
What I'm wondering is what kind of damage he's going to do to us on the way out.
Okay. Your Phoenix Hawk gets very lucky there.
Wow.
The Warrior's teetering on the edge.
Did we lose
Hey.
Prof?
No. I was looking at something. It misses with this SRMs. Dodge. The heavy PPC missed. Sad. The Ag 20 is making the things very difficult for that poor warrior. And the Great squads are taking a beating. Viper dodged. The plane dodges. Big minefield delivered, not small minefield. Daikyu that's surprising. I'll take it. Guess in tight. God. So the first it you take on, second it you take on the Falconer you blow out is FUPPC. That's super pleasant.
I
Oh,
can get through armor critical hits too.
Haha, see, I can do it too. Well, things are looking dicey for that Falconer, but it could be worse. It misses with both of its weapon, though. The Viper misses with almost everything. That's more surprising. Viper VP8, Dexter Streak SRM6, a large pulse laser, medium pulse laser. It's gonna fall, isn't it? The bombs do what bombs do, which is
And they
not a whole
bomb.
lot of damage, but fun. The Viper takes more. It's destroyed by ejection. Okay, well, the pilot survived. It tried his best. Vehicle immobile on a Maxim. Unit destroyed for the Grey Debt battle armor, and the Viper does fall down.
I get punched with my no arms.
With your no arms?
I write with my left hand and kick with my right foot. No. I write with my left foot and kick with my right hand.
All right. Get that foot platoon out now.
Okay. So the warrior, how much can it move now? It's still 914.
No, the warrior's at 3-5 now.
That's 035. Okay.
With all the rotor hits it took, it's at 3-5. I mean, it could crash into Phoenix Hawk and do enough damage to do something. You guys abandon your vehicle.
Pony Lords, jump for your lives!
I mean, his medium lasers hasn't been working since the first firing phase. Either.
The medium lasers on that warrior you just
on
moved?
that warrior, yeah. It got damaged on the first turn. But, I mean, it keeps trying with the SRMs.
That's just a regular foot. That regular foot between them.
Jeez.
Else 4. Because my Vipers are on the other side.
So I'll have to rely on my medium lasers instead of my EVPPC. That's not a big problem.
So an LBX-10, 4 medium lasers.
Really fast, but as an XL engine. Not that much armor for a fairly big heavy mech, because it is fairly big as well.
75 tons. Okay.
Just backing up a little.
It's the that's the thing that they built to kill summoners, basically.
What
Is
is?
the original, the Falconer.
Ah.
Its goal was to kill summoners and Hellbringers.
And then you got the Komodo, the silly looking thing. That was made to kill elementals.
I think my favorite one. It's not all good, great success. They made the fireball to kill elementals, and then they realized, no, that doesn't work.
The fireball is terrible.
Yeah.
Fireball is really not a good mech. Okay, let's be very clear about that.
So I don't want to hear nobody bitching about the Shadowhawk.
I feel like the Shadowhawk just needs specialty ammunition.
Shadowhawk is good with specialty ammunitions quite a bit, yeah.
You see a lot of mechs that have like the extra random LRM-5 or SRM-2, and if they were specialty ammunition, you can get that utility out of it. Especially the Assassin.
No, the Assassin's also pretty bad in almost all situations. Let's not Let's
still,
not try to pretend otherwise.
Smoke LRMs and Inferno SRMs, and then being 711-7.
It's a medium mech that should have been a light.
No, no. It invests too much in too many things. I just did the full review on it. I mean, there's ways to make it okay-ish. The problem is it wouldn't be an assassin if you made it that way, basically.
There is a version of the assassin with stealth armor, so
Yeah, stealth armor and a sword and all that stuff.
All
I
that
mean,
jazz.
why not?
We jumping. Everybody's bunny hopping in the back.
Well, in many situations here, I think jumping's the best you can do. And he didn't get back up. Well,
he's now also. I don't quite have the rear arc. I have the side arc of the prone Viper.
he got up. Just had to. I think the pilot in it is 4.6. So yeah, the pilot's 4.6 in that one. It's not a very good pilot. Four six is a little bit lower than where I want to be.
What level are you on? Ah.
Um. Think I've got everything moved.
I want to get behind that Daiku, but behind it is a minefield.
There's a few of those, if you've noticed.
Thank God for jump jets, so I don't have to run anywhere. If you just turn your Mad Cat around without moving, you'll have great fireworks.
Great shot to that falconer. Hey, atta girl.
All right. Now, what are we doing?
Who is getting evaporated?
We tagging anything? Oh, we're
Yeah,
tagging.
we're trying. We're trying, but not much happened from it. Okay. It's good. Wolverine.
Let's not take any chances.
Let's try that. It's a 10. That's a 9.
Alright. Do you think you can kill either the Falconer or the Viper first?
Probably should have gone for the Viper. I had I had Costel Alpha strike the Falconer. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll have Costel go for the Falconer and Anne Marie go for the Viper. Are you going to fire? There you go.
I've got a rear-facing weapon. I'm going to use a rear-facing weapon.
Well, that foot platoon's out of sight. But I think that Daikyu needs a warm welcome.
Not going to be super easy to hit, though.
Why not?
Finally got it.
All right. Not
That
much
warrior was pretty resilient.
there. Yeah, it is finally destroyed. Heavy PPC doing what heavy PPCs do, which is pretty nice. And more damage with a Streak SRM6.
It made very expensive noises.
It made expensive noises. Black Hawk. Well, that warrior's dead. The Griffin misses the Kingfisher. All right. Large pulse laser, medium pulse laser, LRM 10. Engine it on the Falconer. Ouch. That is bad.
Oh boy.
It doesn't have that much armor. It's really risky, but you have to try. The quick draw does a little bit of damage. Viper gets an engine it. That's very bad.
Who's Viper?
One of the Vipers. The Daikyu does it with an ERPPC. Left leg, some damage. Crockett doesn't do much. An ATM 12 chewing through armor really quickly. And an ER large laser blowing off a left leg. That's usually pretty bad. The Falconer does do an engine it and blow out a large pulse laser on a Viper. And a double heat sinks and a small pulse laser. Does the rear facing laser do something? No, it doesn't look like it. Medium pulse laser, small pulse lasers, small pulse laser. The Wolverine takes a tiny bit of damage.
Really?
That's starting computer's gone. More engine hits on the prone. Oh, no, that's the non-prone Viper, if I remember right what I shot at. The LB-10X is gone. The heavy PPC is very gone. Right arm's gone. LRM-20, it's the Daikyu for 20 damage. That's usually pretty bad.
Ooh.
Direct blow. All missiles hit.
The foot platoon gets it pretty bad. The Falconer, I was expecting it to fall over. The Viper is destroyed by engine destruction by falling over. Because that was.
I hope that was one of your. I hope that was one of your bioroids.
No, it's my Viper, not one of your Vipers. And I mean, your Vipers are not. Both of them are not looking too good either.
Missed again.
Good team attack. Good team attack from my two human commanders.
No one
Pilots.
down.
trying to look at what I've got left. Okay. One of the Vipers, the one that's prone, is in dire situation. What's the other one looking at? Okay, another engine hit on that one. The armor's peeled off on most of the torsos.
We're just
All
gonna
right.
retreat these two mechs we came to get.
Yeah, the Black Python in front of the Wolverine's crippled.
Yeah, I forgot that this particular version of the Griffin just doesn't run odd. It runs stupidly odd. So I have
Ooh.
to be a bit more careful with it.
6S. It's the ERPPC and LRM 15.
Yeah, 2 ER medium lasers and entirely not enough heat sinks. You did destroy the entire armored column. It's just completely gone. The Karnov escaped. Okay, no, there's one thing that escaped.
Whoa. You know what? You can just hang out right there.
Nobody has skid too much on this, even though it's entirely ice/pavement.
Yeah,
We
right.
haven't had that terrible of luck.
Yeah, all of my guys are pretty much stuck by this minefield.
Yeah.
The best we can do is kind of tiptoe out of there.
It's getting you out of there.
Oh, that's right. After our escorts escape, we got to get off the map ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
Ah,
You
crap.
have a damaged hip. And no jump jets, so that doesn't mean no jumping back.
Oh, boy.
So we need to retreat over rough terrain.
Well, yeah, you just have to leave the map. You don't have to retreat through the same side, so it's not as bad.
So leave through the sides of the map then?
Yeah, you can leave on the side of the maps if need be.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, let's see if we can do that before he really kicks our asses.
So I don't think we can kill these soldiers.
No, there's no way we're going to kill all of these. Okay, can you get down there? Wait. That's not a good idea. Let's do it this way instead.
Jump down with a damaged hip? No.
If she's going to get off the map, she's got to do it at some point. Need a piloting skill of 6. Is there any way around this?
I mean, if you have to go down an elevation, I do think you'll need to.
With a damaged hip too.
With a damaged hip, you won't really have a choice.
Yeah.
You're gonna splat.
But let's just do it slowly. I'll go down from level 2 to 1 instead of 2 to 0. But we need to turn to do that first. And walk. Okay. Better to turn first and then walk down there than turn and run. I don't trust these piloting rolls.
Okay, see, I was saying that nobody that we hadn't skipped skid too much. Yeah, that's what happens. I'm gonna pay for that. Having said that,
Oh, wow.
It's going to be annoying, but just try to ignore them for now.
okay.
So you have small pulse laser. You have some stuff over there. Warhammer 2Cs to deal with that.
Yeah, Warhammer 2C is pretty well armed.
Start moving away from it. I'm gonna see if I can't save on the right side.
I'm gonna start taking the Nova off the map.
All right. Time to leave.
There's too many things named Viper and too many things named Nova, I swear.
Why am I not able to do the careful gating up?
It's probably hidden behind some complex chain of clicks.
Oh, he killed himself trying to get up. Great.
Oh, seriously?
That
Oh, wow.
is not a good. Bad luck. It happens.
Okay, so how do we move something off the map? Do we just move it to the edge and say
Move
it's
it to
done?
the edge, and next turn you have the option to flee.
Got it.
Let's see here. Yep. Did you fall on his engine?
I fell on my engine.
Ooh. Armor, I hope that prone Viper in front of the Wolverine is one of your bioroids.
Yep. He's fine. He's fine.
He's not dead yet. He's getting better.
Don't really have a choice but to shoot at it, actually. But this one can shoot at the other Viper.
Go away, Minimap. Nobody likes you.
Oh, and this guy is in a terrible position. Great.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
I am-
for the other ton of ammunition I was using, I only have one more shot at SRM ammo left.
I'm going to some of the things I'm doing is going to do something. But I have very strong doubts that if the Daiku had not fallen, maybe I'd have had better results. But he fell and he's facing the ill, so he just really doesn't see anything. If he had fell in a different direction, I could have shot at the Vipers. It would have maybe done something, but we'll see how things end up, basically.
Here goes.
All right.
Team attack on that Wolverine.
FEPPC to the center torso. Streak SRM6 destroyed by engine destruction. At some point, the SRM6 do what they're meant to do.
Yep.
Griffin destroys a jump jet.
Well, unfreeze the next Bioroid.
And one large laser it. Unfortunate that the dead fire ammos didn't. But I mean, still something. It. The Ag 20 does a decent chunk of damage to the Wolverine. The Wolverine takes an SRM6 as well. Oh, gyro hit. That's unpleasant.
It'll be falling over.
It'll probably be falling over. Star Adder is hitting the quick draw pretty badly. The Crockett's still not doing as much damage as it should. Timberwolf, I mean, that Wolverine's probably not going to have a lot of good things about it.
Much of a good time.
Daikyu's taking a whole... Oh, pilot blackout on the Daikyu. Jeez.
Oh.
That does happen. What I mean, gyro, double engine it. Yeah, that's... Okay, Wolverine destroyed by engine destruction. Okay. Foot platoon destroyed. I was kind of expecting that at least.
Finally.
I only destroyed one of the Vipers. Warhammer 2C's running really hot, but it didn't blow up due to the ammo explosion or would go shut down. So, at least there's that.
The only reason that Viper didn't melt down is because it was already dead.
Omae wa mou shinderu.
Yeah, the Emperor has never been in a good position all game, so that probably is a big problem.
Didn't you say you procedurally generated this map?
No. It's six maps. It's called Ski Slope for most of those maps.
Oh, okay. So to make a unit on the edge of the map leave, you click flee, right?
Yep.
Let's go. Our VIPs are safe. Now we have to get away ourselves.
As if they can, you get the people out. Especially your Magpie, which is going to be...
Oh, yeah. And that's the one I'm worried about. It's got to go slowly.
But I mean, it's in a pretty good shape, so at least there's that.
Except for that hip actuator.
There you go.
Where are you going to be able to move it to? You can just move it straight ahead. Actually, if you don't run, you'll be fine. That should work. So you're knocked out. Daiku's knocked out, so it's not going to be a problem. And if you just move straight ahead, you'll be fine.
How come this... Oh, I don't think my Warhammer can move at all.
Oh, because it's at 20 heat.
Oh, yep, it's too hot. Derp.
Well, let it cool down one turn and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an engine, does he? No, he's fine. It's the crossbow that's running odd just because of the engine.
crossbow is also, if it moves forward, it runs into all those mines.
Yeah, it's gotta go away from them.
Like if your crossbow and Kingfisher do go to the left, there's nothing stopping them there. It's just that I tried to save one Viper. I guess the other one is just going to be there to distract them. If I move here, still moving forward just fine.
Skip moving that Warhammer. It can't move anyway.
Skip moving the Daikyu because, well, the pilot's unconscious. That is very bad.
He's not dead yet. He's getting better. And the Nova is out of here. This is going to be close.
Let's see if the Viper can't hit down another medium mech.
It is quite possible.
All right. Don't fall over. You made it.
You can go down one level, just crawling along. Oh, right. 1, 2 from this hits. I see.
Well, it's because of the 8 right now.
Oh, 12 feet.
I mean, 2 ERPPCs have a tendency to run you pretty hot.
Yeah. To do an awesome team attack to blow up that Wolverine, though, it was worth it.
So I have the Viper behind the Griffin. So let's see. I'm already still running quite hot, though. And then the quick draw, which is still very healthy.
You're unconscious. You see the
there we
Star
go.
Adder. You see the Warhammer 2C. You see
Let's
the
get that
crossbow.
Griffin.
And the Crockett sees not much. Well, it sees the Mad Cat, so it's gonna Mad Cat the Mad Cat. Let's see what I'm able to kill or severely damage before you either retreat or kill me.
Don't run hot. You got to keep moving.
There's nothing that could really shoot the almost destroyed Viper. So
That's why I positioned it exactly there.
What do we got?
an LRM-15 destroyed on the Griffin.
And then all of the small
And
so it
Griffin misses with an ARPPC. 2 large lasers the dead fires miss. Because that would hurt a lot. If the dead fire LRM-15 that would be pretty bad. AG-20 and LRM-10 on the quick draw. Kingfisher hitting on the Griffin quite a bit. 1 large laser hitting on the crossbow. I'll take it with 11s. ERPPC medium lasers miss. Crockett. Ed it on the Timberwolf.
A head hit.
And
She's taken 3 hits. She's not getting out of this too well.
Oh boy.
Also, did you remember to give them a point of edge?
It probably was already used up at this point. Quick draw taking a beating. Shoulder it. Griffin falls over. Timberwolf falls over again.
Ah!
4 pilot hits. I'll be honest, she'd probably be better off ejecting at this point.
Yeah. Screw this.
But make sure you stand up first, or she'll take another pilot hit from ejecting prone. Right? Try to careful stand.
This is a
All right.
this is
let's
a
get-
nasty fight. This is a very nasty fight.
Well, this is what bioroids are supposed to be for.
Getting the VIPs out was the easy part.
All right. What can the Griffin do? Not much. Okay. That's
Also puts a very nice other sorts of ECM directly on top of it.
Okay, can you get up and eject in the same turn?
Yes, but you can't careful stand.
Okay. Well, it's not letting me careful stand. So,
Try it, see if she doesn't bang her head.
get up. Okay, so first I clicked get up, and then I clicked eject. And do you want to abandon this unit? Yes. Here goes. Need 4. 4 plus ejecting. 5 plus mech is pro. Okay, so no.
yes. The Timberwolf fell again, but the pilot's almost dead from various edits and various falling over. Things are really looking terrible
Yeah.
right now.
It's not gonna let it. It's not gonna let it get up and eject in the same turn. It looks like. Wait, more.
Try
Okay.
just clicking eject and see what it says.
Okay, let us click escape first to get out of that. Yeah, it says I need a roll of 7, 5 because the mech is prone, 4 for ejecting, and -2 because landing in clear terrain.
So I mean, there's a chance she ejects and dies. There's a chance she just ejects, or you can
Okay.
stay in the mech, and I'm not. Better things can happen. You never know.
Okay, well, which roll is easier? That's what I'll decide on. Get this. The ejecting roll is actually easier.
Then standing
Oh,
up.
wow. It's actually easier than standing up. Wow. Okay, let's go for it. Here goes. Oh! She's dead, Jim!
Oh, she killed herself.
Oh! Well, it's official, Costell. You got bad luck with right-hand fighters.
No, actually, she's not going to have a story to weave to a superior. She's just not going to have a story. Period.
At all. Oh, man.
Eesh.
Oh, that
And
is.
now to get the kingfisher, try to get the kingfisher out.
I'm not worried
Kingfisher's
about
in
the
a-
Kingfisher.
Kingfisher's in a really good shape. I think your star adders, your star adders look a lot worse than that Kingfisher does. Then again, one of them is only looking bad because of an arm having been taken off by an SRM.
Okay.
That's why you armor shoulders, so you don't get limbs blown off. Uh, I mean, literally, I'd armor like every shoulder and every hip on every mech if I could, but I mean, that's 2 tons you're investing
Just
just in
use
armoring.
reinforced structure? Or... No, that's too
Reinforced
late.
structure is not going to give you a free limb blown off. It does. It gives you. I don't think you can get a blown off if you've got reinforced structure. You're right, because you get a -2 on all rolls for crits, so you can't roll to 12. So yeah, it might be a solution. Not a good one, but a solution.
Not a good solution, but a
Yeah,
solution.
because I mean, armoring the shoulders and the hips, that's 2 tons. Putting a reinforced chassis is double the weight of your internal structure. So having to think here as to see which one is the better between the two. You still have something to move there.
Working on it. Yep, there it is. Everyone keep moving out.
This guy's unconscious with 2 engine hits and a gyro hit.
There's a minefield there. Okay. Where isn't there a minefield?
That is the better question. And good things the wrecks don't count as difficult terrain, because this would make things even worse.
And you're running into it. Okay. That still doesn't hide me.
Okay. Can you make that piloting roll? Yeah, you're good.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I can just get shot in the face by that crocket for a turn. That's fine.
I mean, it's a good neck, but I'm not saying that it hits for very much. That's part of its problem. 2 ER large and a LB10 is decent, but not fantastic, let's say. And you can't do much because you're unconscious.
Yep, she ejected right into the canyon, into the mountain wall.
Um,
At least Rizalino's death was cool. This one was just sad.
okay, how do I want to do this? This way. And
Let's take out that griffin together.
Yeah, do this.
hope for the best.
And then the quick draw. I'll also lay into it. I can actually hit it this turn. I went a little bit hot, but now we need to.
Sadly, the only thing Costel can hit that griffin with is an SRM. Good luck.
That takes me an 8. 8 is a number and I can it.
Guys, I'm getting error messages right here.
What?
What kind of error message?
Uncaught exception,
Ooh.
Java lang null pointer exception detected.
What did you try to hit?
Hold up. Okay, I think I fixed it.
Yeah, something in MegaMech was pointing to an empty thing. Java
Yeah.
doesn't like pointing to empty things.
Okay. Crossbow cannot hit anything. And neither can the Warhammer. Ah! Sorry, dude.
Not enough damage.
All right. So an LRM-10 hits on the Griffin and the ER medium laser. Quick draw engine it. Targeting computer it. Yeah, that's pilot it. No, not pilot it, but ed it. Quick draw doesn't do much, unfortunately. Blood asp doesn't do much. A light Gauss rifle blowing up a double heat sink. It's not great, but could have been worse.
What is it with you and taking off right arms?
I don't know. Oh, the LB-10X blew out the right arm. Okay. Ouch. That's a bit worse. I mean, that was one hell of a shot from that LB-10X, though. Okay, and then the SRM6 with tandems do even worse. Okay. Okay, the quick draw, though, destroyed by engine destruction. Daiku lost its right arm.
Well,
No
nothing can
gyro.
really chase us.
I mean, chasing you down would be difficult at this point, but the Griffin got punched through its entire thing.
Yeah.
The Daiku pilot woke up.
Oh, he woke up and then realized that he's in trouble.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of nuts!
Let's
That'll
eject
be
them now.
$4, baby!
All right.
So unlike my other Star Rider that had most weapons in his torso,
Yeah, I mean,
weapons in his arms.
Okay, now I can give you a little more support.
Great, and then we'll be leaving.
Scooting on my belly to point towards more targets.
We're going to use high range.
Crossbow's just moseying along.
We're almost ready to leave.
Let's see what the Emperor can do from up there. Not sure he can do much, but if I see something, I'll shoot it.
Oh, no, don't go there.
Go straight into mines. Come on. Walk into mines, blow out your leg.
Here, boy.
That would be funny and sad at the same time.
Okay, well, without those lighter units, actually,
I can't say you didn't do a great job. I mean, you destroyed far more than
Man,
much, but I mean,
that was absolute mayhem on the the right center of the map over there.
oh, a whole lot of things happened everywhere. Well, not everywhere. I mean, nothing much happened. Nothing much happened. Nothing much happened. Everything blew up. That's
Right.
basically how it went.
better.
All right. Now I'm angry.
Oh, jeez. It is rather terrible. Okay.
Time to delete that griffin.
There's a very good chance that he will be deleted, yes. What's the easiest for me to hit there? Well, this is the easiest and the most worthwhile to hit. So I'll go with that.
The Viper's just going to push the funny button.
The funny deleting button.
The big
Most
funny
is
red
gonna
button.
miss, but it works once.
I can shoot one ER large laser and not run terribly hot. We can shoot the two small lasers, so that's okay. We can try that. Crockett taking a decent chunk of hits there. Well, the Griffin, I'm not even going to look.
Dead. Not dead.
He's taking a whole lot of hits. Doesn't mean he's dead. The Emperor dodges. The Star Adder dodges back. Star Adder misses on the Griffin. The Griffin lost even more. The Viper's dealing a good chunk of damage to the Crockett. One light Gauss it. LB-10X doesn't do much, but does a bit of pellet damage. The SRM-6 misses. That's what I wanted to hit. And the Crockett falls over,
Excellent.
while the Viper doesn't.
Timber.
Well, the Viper is going to go lie down right now. Just check the heat phase.
Oh, well, the ammo went.
Avoid shutdown. No. Needs a 7.
Oh.
Roll 7. Explodes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It has case.
And the ammo was in the arm. You haven't lost anything really problematic there.
I just lost the machine guns. It's fine.
It's in the Bladev arm anyways.
And now it's time for us to get out. I'm surprised it didn't.
Yeah, let's leave the madness, please. We paid a very heavy price to get these people out.
Yeah, one of the Viper lost an arm. Oh, you can't see even if he turns that way. Well, still, I'll do it anyways. That Griffin pilot is more courageous than anybody else. Oh, he lost an arm, didn't he? Yeah, can't really prop yourself up and shoot with just one arm, though. Oh, well. We'll figure it out.
But otherwise, very close.
The Viper.
Okay, I'll have Costel stick around for one more turn to give you some more cover, Armor.
Okay.
He can take it.
Get all the mechs in position to leave, and then you flee all at once.
With another one of his subordinates dead and everyone else scrambling to escape, he stands there holding the line and screaming in defiance like the absolute Chad he is.
Why do I need an 8 to get up? Oh, actuator's missing. Yeah, of course.
It doesn't have the arm actuators?
Doesn't look like it. Well, no, it has. It doesn't have a hand, so yeah.
Okay. Oh, because it doesn't have the hand actuators on it. Okay.
And the pilot's terrible. Okay, that's also why. Pilot blacks out. Wow. Nice job. Nice job. Didn't just fall over.
Where is the pilot skill?
That is very terrible. That was.
Oh, I see why I'd have to. Okay, your Star Adder can take out that Crockett, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
With an unconscious pilot in it, probably.
Yeah, no point in taking a shot at that.
Let's see here what's going to happen. I'd like to be able to take out the other Viper at least. It'd be consolation.
Mech
I think this
shut
is
down
the
at
last of the
50 feet, right?
Viper's LRM-20s.
The Griffin did hit the Viper with his ER medium laser. I'm actually surprised.
Did I say Viper? I meant crossbow.
LB-20X is gone. Arm blown off.
He would have been at like 38 heat had it not died this turn.
Okay, engine destruction on the Viper. Okay, it's because of the damage transferring. Okay, things got bad for it. Okay. The Emperor did take an ERPPC. That's painful. That's a whole lot of ATMs. That's not good.
This is the last of my ATMs.
Well, I mean, ATM 12s burn true ammo like crazy. So, oh, the Griffin's also very dead. Okay, well, it tried. Is the Crockett gone? No, the Crockett's not gone yet. It's just there's no way it'll do anything.
Well, let's try one more time.
I mean, you got jeez,
Oh.
right in the engine. Well, the pilot's unconscious, so that's a bad thing to begin with. But where can I throw shots with the Emperor this turn?
All right, we out of here?
We out of here.
We out of here.
After kicking
I mean, this was a real battle. It was,
Yeah, that was the best one we've had in a while.
Brian, Adam, remember that name?
Oh yeah, you can't do
You
anything.
look absolutely crippled.
I mean, we can't say I didn't do damage, so I'll take it. And you guys still had a huge advantage on me in terms of battle value to begin with, but you know.
Yep.
All right, well, congratulations. It went weird, but it went.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys have a very nice rest of your day. We'll leave it at that, and I'll see everybody later. Bye-bye.